families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. Call 800-885-3663. That's 800-885-3663. 800-885-3663.
Sacramento's premier country music.
Our gut is like a garden, growing both
The 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Now's the time to shop limited-time doorbuster deals during Pro Savings Days at Lowe's. Save $50 on a Little Giant King Combo 6-foot ladder. Was $199, now $149. Plus, save $100 on a DeWalt XR 20-volt Power Stack 5-amp-hour battery. Was $199, now $99. Get these can't-miss deals now before they're gone. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Doorbusters valid 1/13 through 1/15. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could... Big time! The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you could get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
California's largest sportsman's expo is back Thursday through Sunday at Cal Expo in Sacramento. Get discount coupons at Big O Tires and O'Reilly Auto Parts stores. Visit sportsexpos.com for locations, show map, exhibitor listing, and seminar schedules. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo Thursday through Sunday at Cal Expo in Sacramento. More info at sportsexpos.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Kings taking on the Bucks tonight. So you got Jay and Whitey in our Sacramento studios, and we go down to San Francisco. Kyle Draper getting ready for his pre and post game duties, and Kyle Draper was the topic of conversation at my house last night. How are you, Kyle Draper?
What I do now, Whitey? What I do now, man?
Had to be that ice cream.
Mad at me about what I do?
No, it's no one was mad at you. We were just we had the TV on, and at halftime of the Laker game, they were showing Michael Cooper getting his jersey retired. And I told Sheeny, I said, he was really not nice to Kyle Draper. And she's like, what? He was mean. So I told that whole story. I don't know if you saw it, but yeah, your boy Michael Cooper got his number retired by the Lakers last night.
He's not my boy anymore. He's not a
okay.
guy anymore. No, and I held Michael Cooper in high esteem. This was a guy I watched growing up, Showtime Lakers and everything. And soon as I mentioned Sacramento, the conversation changed. So I got to take a step back from that, dude. I got to.
All right.
You know, when we get off this song, I ain't gonna be your guy.
Well, you'll be happy to know then that I guess his halftime speech was going a little long because the NBA TV, they cut away from it. They didn't even show it all. Yeah.
And then his team went out there and got their butts kicked in the second half. So it was perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah, so we got the Kings and the Bucks tonight. And I'm sure you remember, Kyle Draper, because you had the call, if I'm not mistaken, was 1 year ago today exactly. Overtime, Milwaukee 143, Sacramento 142. And that was the game where Dame hit that big game winner, right?
I remember it like it was yesterday, man. That was one of my, most favorite calls in terms of this time situation, the shot. I felt like I captured it well. That was also the game, I believe Mike Brown got ejected and held out the laptop, right? Was that the laptop game too? Afterwards, after he got ejected, I believe. So yeah, it's a lot of history with the Bucks on this day last year.
Yeah, can you believe it? The Kings haven't won their, let's see, I think they've lost 8 in a row there. And that was one of their most bitter defeats of the year last year, wasn't it, all things considered?
It really was, because we had that game, if I'm correct.
Mhm.
And, it's one of those games where we knew Dame was going to take the shot, and there was some miscommunication defensively there. And what was the final score, Whitey?
143, 142 in OT.
Come on, man! You score 142 points, you're supposed to win that dang game, right?
Yeah.
That was a crusher. I remember that one in the Phoenix game. Those two games stick out to me.
Me too, because when I was thinking about the Milwaukee game, I realized, oh wait, no, that was the Phoenix game. So yeah, I do the same thing in my mind. They're almost part of the same game.
Yeah, they're almost identical, and I think they happened relatively back to back, or like within a week of each other, like same road trip or something.
And missed free throws were big too in both.
Yes, and so, but this is a new Kings team, Whitey. It's a new Kings team, baby. We're going to be ready for these guys tonight.
The Bucks are reminding me a little bit of the way the Kings were last year. They're 20-17, and they've had some ups and they've had some downs, and they're searching for some things. So I don't know what kind of Bucks team that Kings will face tonight. They're coming off the road. This is the first home game after a brief road trip, which sometimes is, it's like another road game. Hopefully it will be, but this is a team that's really hasn't found the traction they were hoping to find by this point of the season.
Well, I mean, they started out 2-8. We got to mention that they started out 2-8 and 18-9, I think it is, over their last 27 games. So they're playing better, but they're coming off a big time loss.
Yeah,
they got their butts handed to them, and no Chris Middleton tonight. Giannis should play. They say he's probable. He should play, but I still think they're trying to figure out who they are. I wouldn't be surprised if they shake things up a little bit at the trade deadline, because they're missing something. I'm not quite sure what it is, but they're missing something right now.
Yeah, and the Kings will be missing something important tonight as well, right?
Yeah, our guy Malik Monk, man. This is he's been playing lights out as of late. This is a guy that is a top assist guy on the team over the last 7 games. Like, this is a massive loss. Keanu will step in, I would imagine, in that starting lineup, and so it'll be A-OK there. But now that this impacts our depth off the bench, maybe it's a lot more Devin Carter tonight with Malik out.
And you can imagine what everybody in the chatto's talking about. They're talking about your background. Campy asks, is that a map behind Draper? And then Ryan Williams art, reflection of a tree in the window.
Yeah, so. that's a window here. Look, see?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to I got the Comrex here. I got the thing that I'm supposed to set up and have perfect audio quality and everything. And I can't figure this thing out, man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm having a bad day already down here, man. You're lucky I didn't call in, to be honest with you. I'm so frustrated by this. I might take today off,
Well, I'm sorry you're frustrated, but at least the football game went the way you were hoping it would go, I think, right? Last night?
Yeah, it actually went perfect. You know what? And I'll tell you why. Because the Rams played so well and looked so good and dominated the way they did, it makes me think they can't do that 2 weeks in a row. They can't play at that high level 2 weeks in a row. Now, if they scuffle by, won a 10-6 game or something like that, I'd be like, oh, man, that offense is due to break out. But their defense played lights out. What was it, 9 sacks or something like that?
Yeah.
They're going to be gassed when they come into Philly. I ain't worried about these guys.
I probably am one of the few people that feels this way, but watching that game, I feel sad. I feel sorry for Sam Darnold. And I know it's his own doing, but, he had everything going his way. And he lost not only a game, but he lost a lot of money last night, Drapes.
Yeah, he looked like Jet Sam Darnold yesterday, right?
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
It looked like he was seeing ghosts out there, like he did with the Jets. I mean, taking the sacks, holding the ball on, and not only the last 2 games, think about it. You got a chance to wrap up the number 1 seed a couple weeks ago against Detroit. Flame out there. All right, chance to redeem yourself. You know, you got a playoff game. You can handle your business here, you know, right your wrongs. And it was abysmal. And I hate to and I was thinking about this, Whitey. I hate that's what we are now in sports. It's like, oh, 2 bad games. Oh, he can't get it done, you know. But what about the 14-3 record or the 14-2 record before that? All those great games he had. It's like those are all forgotten now because of these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's just such an unfortunate look when you're back to throw and you get sacked, and then they show the replay and you see open receivers. Then they show the replay of the coach, you know, and he's going, no. So that was I'll tell you, the Rams, it frustrates me because, you know, they are supposed to be a team that mortgaged their future to win a Super Bowl, and that was a couple years ago, and they're still in pretty good shape. And the 49ers,
back, right?
Yeah, the 49ers that did not mortgage their future to win a Super Bowl, they haven't won a Super Bowl yet, and they actually are behind the Rams, and it drives me crazy.
It might have something to do with coaching, Whitey. It might be a coaching situation there where the Rams might just have the better coach. But, you know, I'm looking at this team, and one guy I'm scared of is Kyron Williams. I think, you know, just he's such a quick back. He could have some success against Philly, if you will. But it's crazy. Like, remember earlier in the season, they're like, the Rams, we're not worried about them. They're not. They actually turned out to be halfway decent this season.
I know.
Yeah.
And they lose Aaron Donald, right? It's like, he's a great player. They don't even feel it. The 49ers, if Bosa hurts his rib, it's like, they can't. No pass rush. They got nothing. Come on. It's frustrating, Drapes. That's all I'm saying. Good for the Rams. Probably have to root for them this week. I'm sure you understand.
I was about to say, who you rooting for? Who you rooting for this week? A division rival of the Niners. Who you rooting for, right?
It's a good question. Jay, how about you? Can you root for the Rams, or are you going for Drapes Eagles?
Open for a tie and a weather delay.
Come on, man. What kind
And they
of
just
friends are you
flip
guys?
a coin,
man?
you know, because it's like
happy?
2 weeks in a row, you know, something like that.
I got to go West Coast, Drapes. You understand.
Oh, you throwing up the W?
Yeah.
That's terrible. That's terrible. I thought you'd want to see me happy. You know, if like your team can't win, I want Drake's team to win. That's how it should be, right?
Is that how it was last year?
I don't remember last year.
This is what I hope happens. I hope they get past the Rams, meaning the Eagles, and then they get to the NFC Championship, and then they just fall apart. You know, at least I'm rooting for my guy to get a little deeper into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then after that, let it all crumble down.
Jay, are you buying what Drapes was trying to sell us yesterday? Like, well, as long as they get to the NFC Championship game, I'll be happy.
He's the only Eagle fan in America that's talking like that.
Hey, man, we'll be all right. My boys will be ready. We'll get to the NFC Championship game, and who knows? Lions might stumble. We may face the Commanders.
Right. They might.
You know, that NFC East has proven to be a very good division. And so we may see.
When we come back, have you ever wondered how much the things that dragged the Kings down this year might have dragged them down last year, too? We're back with that. Drapes in San Francisco. So Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Bucks. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 3:30. Tip-off at 5. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings. Sacktown Sports 1140.
Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Don't miss the excitement of 49ers game day. Secure your spot at Levi's Stadium for the 2025 season.
20, one block and he's in.
Season tickets are available now. Inventory is limited, so to speak with a representative, call 415-GO-49ers.
Touchdown!
That's 415-GO-49ers.
San Francisco!
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop. They're 30th in the league.
Fox makes the second 2-point ball game. Here comes Lillard. Guarded by Fox. Dame. 30-footer for the win. Damian Lillard with the dagger.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
That's a great call. As unfortunate as the result was for Kings fans, and if I may, Drapes, if I remember correctly, you said you caught a little flack from some Kings fans who thought you were a little too enthusiastic with that call.
Yeah, they were hating on me for that one. And I will say, your boy was locked in for that call. I was locked in.
It was a great call. It's a very good call.
That was a big time shot. I mean, I had to tip my cap to Dame Lillard. Like it ripped our hearts out. And some Kings fans were a little salty, but they shouldn't have been mad at me. Just, I think it was just because the team lost. They were in their feelings a little bit. So I get it. I'll take it. Hopefully we'll get a win tonight.
Mm-hmm. Well, this should make you feel better. You got some people here, Campy, Bo, in the Chateau, and they're saying, "Oh, Drapes, we're rooting for the Eagles this week."
You see why
Ward says Drapes rooted against the Niners the entire time, and he thinks this is blasphemy. Ha ha ha! But you got some support. You got some people in the Chateau that are with you and your Eagles this week.
No, these are my guys. They're Drapes guys, Bo and Campy. You know what I mean? That's what happens when you're, respectful, Whitey. You value everybody's opinion. You let people talk, things like, that's appreciate it, Campy and Bo. And I know my guy Leezy is listening right now, too. Leezy, fly Eagles fly, baby. Let's make it happen.
Also, JT Fresh says, Drapes needs an engineer assistant. Where do I sign up? So can he drive down and help you with the Comrex now? You looking for help there?
We may have to get him on the payroll because it's ridiculous. Here's the problem, man. NBC, when you work at these big corporations, there are levels of internet security, if you will. It's like two-factor authentication and everything. And I can't do that here on this Comrex. And so it's just, it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. Like it's like Fort Knox down here, man. You got to have 2 IDs to get into the NBC studios. You can't just have 1 ID. You got to have 2 IDs that let you through the door.
You buying that, Jay?
A little bit. I ain't calling Drapes a liar, but I don't know why they need 2 IDs to let in NBC. What's going on at NBC?
Dude, we in downtown San Francisco. They're a big city. You know what I mean? This place is on lockdown here.
Yeah. A lot of scammers lurking everywhere.
What's the secondary ID you need?
No, it's literally 2 badges.
So like an NBC ID, and what's the other ID?
Another NBC ID. Look.
That's
go to YouTube.
That's ridiculous. Who's your boss? Let me call him for you right now, man.
Literally, I got 2.
That makes no sense. You carrying around the same thing.
but they activate different things, though.
Really?
Yeah,
so you got VIP service.
That's interesting.
No, just dude, I got the same ID as everybody out here, man.
Have you tried your Leatherby's membership card?
I should, right? Hey, the only ID I need is this face right here, fellas. Come on now.
I know. What did you think, Drapes, Jay, dear listener, of what Domas had to say to Basket News about all the Kings drama? Did you see this story, Drapes?
No, what you got?
This is via Basket News, so I'm not sure when he actually said this. This is one of those, international pieces. Via Basket News, there was a lot of drama with Fox, coach, everybody. But we must think about the team and how we play, not the outside noise. Everybody started talking nonsense, but we don't pay attention to it and just do our job. And he said that Doug Christie has a very big heart. He loves Sacramento a lot. Will give everything for the Kings organization. You can see it every day during practices, video sessions, and games. The players feel that and want to fight for him. Well, what do you make of that? There was a lot of drama with Fox, coach, everybody. We must think about the team and how we play, not the outside noise. First admission. This was Domas, according to Basket News. And again, he might have said this in Lithuanian and it might have been translated to English, but that's what he said. Yeah.
I'm not 100% buying that. I'm a hold off on that one, Whitey. I'm not going to speculate or dive in, because the thing that'll get headlines, there was a lot of drama regarding Fox and Coach, and that makes it seem like there was something going on between them two behind the scenes. And so I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's interesting to me. And this, by the way, was an interview that he did with Basket News' Donatas Urbonis. So it was Domantas Sabonis talking to Donatas Urbonis. And I think it might have been after the Boston game. But
you sure
the
you
headline,
ain't get trolled, man? You sure this ain't
if someone was trolling, they did a bad job, because that was my point. He doesn't really say anything. The headlines say, Domas sets the record straight. And that's not really anything, right? And that's what Domas would say. Oh, there's a lot of talk, outside noise, but we just, we ignored it. I believe he said that. I don't think he really, I don't think he's really saying much of anything here.
No, but like I said, that first part, I think would grab some headlines, right? A lot of issues, right?
There was a lot of drama. Yeah. Sabonis admitted there was a lot of drama with Fox, Coach, everybody. But we must think about the team and how we play, not the outside noise.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't have anything on that. That's
I mean, that's pretty accurate. There was a lot of. It's just amazing how quickly winning cures all that ails you, right? Winning cures heals all. But a lot of that stuff, even this Fox stuff now. Pardon me. It's like it's definitely back burner, right? When you win, it's like yeah, we'll deal with that when we need to. Right now, we're just dealing.
I mean, let's call it what it is, right? When you win, everybody's euphoric. I mean, 3 weeks ago, people were clamoring, Monty, how come you're not talking to the media? We're worried about De'Aaron Fox's future and everything. Now it's like, let the good times roll. People, nobody cares about whether Monty's talking to the media as long as this team is winning. And so, no, you're 100% right. And I guess to the Basket News article, there was drama. I don't know if it was between Fox and Coach, but just overall, team-wise, the lack of success, the De'Aaron's future. It's a dramatic time in Sacramento Kings season.
Yes. By the way, we have a sidebar here. Epic Airbees, I got a call phrase for you, Drapes. When someone takes the lane, you say, he didn't even pay toll. You're welcome. That's from Epic Airbees. What do you think? You like that?
I don't know. I got to sleep on that one. He didn't even pay toll.
Yeah,
I'm not feeling that one.
I appreciate the effort.
Nowadays, you got the easy pass. You don't even see the toll. You just fly right through. So good try, Epic Airbees. I appreciate the effort.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's not funny.
That's nice that people are trying to help you, though.
Oh, they, like you. What's that? Crash and dash?
Crash and dash, which is great, instead of the rip and run. And what's the other? You have at least two that you use. Rip and run, grab and go.
It's the play on words. It's the alliteration, the 2 G's, the crash and dash. It doesn't fit into what I'm trying to do. It's the rip and run.
Yeah, I know it's
grab and go.
I think it's very good, but yeah.
That's all right. If you call some high school game or youth game, you can use that, but.
Hey, be quiet. I'm sorry, I'm practicing.
I'm practicing.
Tell that guy to shut up. No, I'm just practicing my play-by-play. Drapes, do you think whatever it was that was dragging the Kings down, whatever it was, whatever the cause, do you think it was also at least part of the problem last year? I think it was, but again, it gets hard to figure out exactly what it was.
Right. What was it? Because let me ask you this. This team won 46 games, Wade.
Mm-hmm.
No Kevin Huerter, no Malik Monk for the final 10, I think it was. You would think if those guys are healthy, maybe you pick up 2 or 3 more wins, maybe. So I feel like last season felt worse than it actually was. And I think it's because of the expectations. Like when you look at it, 46 wins, 2 shy of what you had the season before. It just felt different, even though it was only 2 games. Mm-hmm. And so I think the frustrating part that ailed this team last year, which ailed this team to start the season, was the lack of a rotation, a solid rotation, guys in and out. To me, that definitely carried over, and that was an issue. I mean, I can't tell you how many times, whether it was Sasha or Chris Duarte, those guys talked about not having, any kind of continuity. And we saw it earlier this season with Keon and Doug and Jay. It's like guys are in and out of the lineup. So if that factored into some of the losing this year, and it did last year as well. So that's the one thing I can definitely say was a carryover from a season ago.
I'm right there with you on that. It's the MDNP, the mystery did not play CDs that we had even this year when Mike was coaching sometimes with Keon. And last year, a guy would play a little bit and then he's not playing now. So yes, that has stopped under Doug. And, maybe if they struggle at some point, maybe he'll be searching. But that was the big mystery. And I think in some ways it just kept the team from reaching their full potential. They went out, Monty goes out and gets these guys, and like Sasha is I think the biggest example, and he just didn't get a chance to contribute. So that was, I think it was kind of a dark cloud over the team last year into this year, and now it's gone.
Yeah, 100%. And also too, we also got to acknowledge the fact De'Aaron Fox was so good in the clutch 2 years ago. So good. It was like every game he rose to the occasion and hit the shot. Whereas last year, he was still among the leaders in clutch points, no doubt about that. But it was like 2 years ago, we found ways to win games. Last year and to start this year, we found ways to lose them. And so that's some carryover also from a season ago. And I feel like what you're seeing now here with Doug and, this bump we're getting these last 7 games is we're sort of back to 2 years ago, finding ways to win games. And, is that coaching? Is that strategy? Is that players weren't locked in as much? Whatever it was. And like you said, we're not sure exactly what was going on behind the scenes and what the difference is. But it's clear those first 30 games under Mike Brown, to your point, we saw some of the same issues.
Yeah. How about this from Campy? Draper doesn't need help on calling the action in the games. He's a top-notch professional with 3 or 4 exclamation marks.
That's my guy, man. I'm going to take Campy out golfing someday. We're going to have to golf.
Say, Campy must be looking for a late holiday gift or something.
Right? he wants one of those Drive Guys T-shirts or Drapes Guy T-shirts.
Man.
That's what I think.
Farmer Bleezy says, I think getting smacked around by the Pelicans last year also didn't help with the optics. Beam Team 1 didn't have that team that just had their number like that. That's a good point, too. It's very frustrating that Kings kept running into the Pelicans and just got dominated by them more often than not.
No, you're right about that. And think about it. You saw them 5 times during the regular season, once obviously in the plan. It was an unfair schedule. We probably should have only played them 3 times, maybe 4 times. And so, 6 losses to one team. Shoot, we go 2-4. We're talking 48 wins. And so we couldn't beat that team.
Yeah. And the great Tony Ray Harvey says the DNP is still baffling, but oh well, Kings have solidified the reserves roles. Just think, as much as it baffled us sometimes, how come that guy didn't play? It probably affected the players as well, right, Drapes? Some of them were wondering, when am I going to play? Why didn't I play? And that's not good for morale.
Yeah, and you know what it is too, Whitey. I'll take you behind the curtain a little bit. What winds up happening in that situation is you see the players have their own individual coaches that they work out with and everything. And so, I know for a fact, some players would talk to the assistants like, dude, what's going on? And the assistants are sort of like motivators, like, don't worry about it, keep working hard. It's like that they almost psychologists for these guys because they were wondering, man, what do I have to do to get out on the floor? And so somebody asked in the text, in the YouTube chat, James, why hasn't Jay gotten more run under Mike Brown and now with Doug? I think he has said, is it his back? I think it's just a fit. Doug has his rotation and, when he needs something else, like a more physical wing defender, he'll turn to Jay. But the back has been bothering him, but I think he's good to go. He's not on the injury report.
Yeah, homecoming of sorts for Jay Crowder. Yeah, more in the Kings and Bucks coming up. And as I was saying earlier, I'll tell you what drives me absolutely crazy as a 49er fan about the Rams next on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Welcome to your Tuesday. Heading through the afternoon, plenty of sunshine, lighter winds today, and highs will peak in the low 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The new year is here. Time for a new car. Coach Christie here urging you to upgrade to a new Kia right now. You might even end up with a lower payment. Go see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia.
This 49er Injury Report is brought to you by Jeremy Winter, attorney at law. He cares because he's been there. After an injury-plagued 2024 season, which ended 6-11 and out of the playoffs, the 49ers will focus on getting healthy in the offseason. Running backs Christian McCaffrey, Jordan Mason, and Isaac Guerrero all suffered season-ending injuries. Left tackle Trent Williams' ankle kept him out late in the year, and Brock Purdy missed the season finale with a hurt elbow. 49ers hope to enter 2025 with a full roster back intact.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
The PGA club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
There's a reason why more and more people are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville. And it's not just because they're centrally located next to Hagen Oaks Golf Course. It's because they make the car buying experience different than anywhere else. Yeah, of course they can get you a great price. That's the easy part. Where their general manager, Chuck Dean, and his team really make a difference is they don't believe you should have to sacrifice great customer service to get a great deal. Stomp on in today and see for yourself. That's Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's the place where a handshake still means something.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with auto pay and any voice line. Plus, Price Lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without auto pay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Kings and the Bucks tonight. 1 year to the day after the Bucks beat the Kings in Milwaukee in overtime. Drapes had that great call, so excited about that one tonight as the Kings try to stretch that winning streak to 8. If I could, Drapes, I want to just get back to the Rams real quick. I got to get this off my chest. As somebody who would like to see the 49ers do well, because there's those Rams winning last night, so they're moving on to play your team. And, your team's defending so well right now. Vic Fangio's doing such a great job. Your team's got to be a heavy favorite, and they will probably win. But here's what drives me crazy about the Rams. You go back to when the Rams won that Super Bowl, when they beat the Bengals. And here, this is from The Guardian, September of 2023. The Rams mortgaged their future for a Super Bowl. Was it worth it? And that was from the following September. And you remember what happened after that. They won a Super Bowl, and then they go 5-12. And some people were saying, that they're going to be bad for a long time now. And, for the 49ers, it's like, we would never mortgage the future. We'll just be good every year. So you go the last 4 years, the Rams win a Super Bowl, 5-12. 10-7, lose a wild card game. And then this year, 10-7, win the division, and they're still playing. 49ers last 4 years. You lose the conference championship game. You lose the conference championship game. You lose the Super Bowl, and then you're 6-11. So how is that better than what the stinking Rams are doing when they supposedly traded all their future assets? How are the Rams doing this? And the 49ers right now look like they're the team that's declining. Drapes, it's frustrating.
Yeah, it should be if you're a Niners fan, because let's be honest. All right, the Rams won the Super Bowl. That was their year. Give them that. But since then, you could argue the Niners have had a better team, a better roster than the Rams. But yet, the Rams keep sort of overachieving, if you will.
Yes, yeah.
Are they overachieving though? Or are they just good? What's wrong with just saying they're good?
No,
they
but
win a Super Bowl.
I don't know if this year anybody expected them to win a division, Jay.
No. I think most people would have picked the 49ers, but I think people would have came in and said the Rams are a wild card type team. I don't think anyone would say like, they're super overachieving.
Yeah, and my point of this is not to belittle the Rams or say they stink or anything. It's impressive what they've done. It's just when they had their parade after winning the Super Bowl, Les Snead, the GM, wore a shirt that said F draft picks.
Yep.
And people said, wow. And he said later, I probably shouldn't have said that because you're going to eat those words at some point in time. And the next year they did. But since then, they've been right there. And the 49ers are the team that can't win a Super Bowl. And they're the team that's struggling right now. So what are the Niners doing wrong? The only time the 49ers came close to mortgaging the future was when they traded all those picks to get Trey Lance. And we know how that turned out. So it's just frustrating.
But go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
No. You got it.
No, I was going to say, I feel like the Niners have sort of not sold out for a title, but they've made good moves. They brought in some big names. Roster construction has not been the issue for the Niners. Like you can't go into each season saying they have the best roster in the league, and then when they come up short, we say, "Oh man, they didn't go all in for the." No, they've had great rosters. You talk about a team underachieving. That's what the Niners have. And
the Rams went 7 years without a first round pick. They traded their 2020 and 21 first round picks for Ramsey, who now plays for or was playing for the Miami Dolphins. I don't know where he is now. And then their 2022 and 23 picks for Matt Stafford. And yet here they are. They're still playing. So,
but I think it's more, and follow me. I think it's more in the fact of it sounds like you're frustrated the Niners didn't win a championship. The Rams and the Niners have been basically parallel. They've walked step for step. I mean, and even to get to the championship, Jaquazi Tartt gave it to the Rams. Like he dropped the ball in his hand. So I think if anything, if I'm digging deeper, and I could be wrong, I just think it's because the Rams were able to execute and win a championship where the Niners haven't been able to. But beyond that, they're both the same. Like, I don't think anyone has looked at the Rams organization and say, like, this is a terrible organization. This team is run down. I mean, they have a top quarterback. They always have good wide receivers. Aaron Donald has been considered one of the best defensive players in the NFL in history at this point. It's not like these guys have been depleted of talent. I just think they just so happened to raise the trophy. And I think 49er fans can say, oh, okay, well, we didn't. But if you really look at both of the organizations, they got a top-notch coach. You know, the coordinators are always good.
Yeah.
I don't really see like the parallel of, you know, why someone should be downplaying with the Rams. Like the Rams have a good organization.
Yeah, but they like I said, we all thought they mortgaged their future.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, they won a Super Bowl, but they're going to pay the price. They had one down year, and then they're right back at it. So they're obviously doing something right that the 49ers aren't doing. I get your point, Jay. I mean, you could look at the way the 49ers have played last few years and say they could have won a Super Bowl. But, you know, that doesn't count, right? Because you have to actually do it.
Right,
Great.
right. You got and you look at the Rams, you know, for a baseball, it's like the old Florida Marlins. You know, they gear up for 1 year and then they fall off. Well, the Rams fell off 1 year.
When?
You know,
Yeah.
I'll go back and, you know, somebody on the YouTube chat, Gene said, in other words, Drapes, Kyle Shanahan as the problem. Jay, would you say this Niners team, despite going to a couple of Super Bowls, NFC championships, has underachieved?
Yeah, because you haven't lifted the trophy. Like, I think, honestly, the Rams, this is the difference, fellas. The Rams won one time.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, I think if you're really looking at what they mortgage the future, they only really mortgaged the future in the same situation that the Niners tried to do. The Niners were out there for Matt Stafford. The Rams jumped in front of them and threw one more pick on top of it. It wasn't like they just got rid of every single thing and, you know, forget the picks. Like, that was just the fact that they won a championship. Hence why Les Snead said that. But beyond that, I mean, these dudes have picked in the first round the last couple of years. Like, it's not like these guys are missing all their first and second and third round draft picks.
Well,
they got a boy wonder.
They were for an extended period. And
Yeah,
you're right. McVay.
But the last two they've picked in the first round.
McVay I think he's had one losing season since he's been there.
Yeah.
And they've been to the Super Bowl twice. Yeah.
Which the Niners have, they just haven't won.
Right.
I mean, honestly, I think they're both quality organizations. The difference is, hey, they jumped in front, got Matt Stafford with the 49ers, got caught slipping. They didn't want to put that extra.
I don't know if Matt Stafford
you know?
wanted to come to San Francisco either.
Well, that's true,
don't
too.
know.
Yeah, he might not be built for that windy weather.
Steve Will says, I'm not saying the Niners go to the Super Bowl, but things would look a lot different if McCaffrey and Ayuk were healthy all year. That's fair enough. That's true, too.
Yeah, I don't know about that. They played. Yeah, the Niners played terrible this year.
The defense was awful.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah. And the Rams lose Aaron Donald. And Verse knocks it loose and picks it up and scores.
Right. But that's what it takes to, again, we're not even talking about the Rams if Jaquiski Tartt catches the ball. He dropped the ball with no one even 7-10 feet around him. Rams took advantage.
When we come back, Drapes, you got to let us know what you think. Should Deion Sanders be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys? More on the Kings and Bucks coming up, too, with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Bucks game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 3:30. Tip off at 5. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings. Sacktown Sports 1140.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and T-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good. And they do good, too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to bombas.com/radio and use code radio for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/radio and use code radio at checkout.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. Every day, ZipRecruiter helps people who are actively looking for jobs like yours, so it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the better Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
EasyCater. It's all the food for your workplace, all in one place. With over 100,000 restaurants nationwide on one platform. Whether you need food for company meetings or events, daily employee lunches, or your next lunch and learn, EasyCater makes food for work, work. And it doesn't stop at lunch. With EasyCater, you've got great breakfast options, snacks, treats, and more. Whenever and wherever work happens, EasyCater's here to make the food happen. Order now at easycater.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Celebrate the new year in style with a new Honda from Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. With over 500 new Hondas in stock and ready to go, now is the time to save on your favorite Honda in person or online. CR-V, HR-V, Pilot, Accord, Civic, and Ridgeline. It's a new year with endless possibilities. Get the deals that make it easy to say yes at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Shop Big O Tires now through January 26th and get $80 to $100 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Nexen, Nitto, or Sumitomo brand tires. Installation purchase required. Disposal fees extra. Not valid with other offers. See your locally owned Big O Tires dealer for details.
Hey, it's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, and the regular season is over, but the high hand bonuses, those are not. $500 per primetime football game, whether it's weekend, Monday night, whatever it may be. And those bonuses available until the season ends, including the big game on February 9th. Capital Casino, 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com. Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Jay and Whitey here in Sacramento. We got Drapes in our San Francisco dungeon. Actually, no, you're not in the dungeon again, right?
Nah.
You're in, yeah.
I got a corner office, bro.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on? I got
So what 2 IDs get you?
3rd Street right here. Whatever this thing is right here. Like, I got a good view.
3rd Street and then the other street.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to, pardon me for this. I just want to take a moment to say something personal, because I got some news yesterday that didn't sit very well with me, and everything's fine. But I just want to say I just appreciate everybody. I found out yesterday one of my brothers, he got an unfortunate medical diagnosis, and it just hit me really hard. As a brother that, my big brother, we shared a room, and we shared, I was on the upper bunk, he was on the bottom bunk. So, he was kind of showed me the world when we were little, and he's got a form of leukemia, but it's very treatable. And yeah, it's very treatable, and it's the type of thing that you can live years and years and years with. And it just hit me hard. And then, my wife helped me last night. She's looking at everything. She goes, yeah, it's, no one would want that, but it's very treatable. So it's been on my mind, and I just want to take a moment to thank you, Drapes, and Jay, and everybody listening. I just really I appreciate the support, I meant to say, and I really appreciate the vibe we have on this show, especially when, you got stuff on your mind, things are bothering you. So thank you. I appreciate you guys very, very much, and trying to be positive here going forward. So thank you. Thank you for listening to that. Now,
am I supposed to say something?
Well, I didn't know if you don't have to say anything. But I did want to ask you. I just appreciate you letting me say that.
No, you're welcome, man. Thoughts and prayers, no doubt, man. And as you were telling that story, I like to think that our show is sort of, for lack of a better word, a distraction, a respite. Just an escape for a few hours from, whatever troubles and issues people are dealing with in their personal life. We always try to have some fun and laugh and joke. And hopefully we do that for the listeners as well.
Yes. And I appreciate that.
And family first too, man.
Yeah,
One of the things that we see going on around this country, man, is just so many different things between weather conditions, as you said, personal conflicts, things that happen, man. We're always here. Family first, brother.
Yeah. Thank you.
Salute to you, my man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. He's down in LA and they've been ready to evacuate and they haven't had to.
Okay.
And he said, I got something I got to tell you. And I thought it was about that. And then he told us this. So anyway,
nothing but love, my man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And honestly, there's a lot of reasons for optimism. So appreciate that.
Okay, yeah.
Now, Drapes, how does making that awkward transition back to the Kings with no Malik? How does Doug deal with that? How do the Kings deal with that lineup wise tonight?
I think it's a big look. Well, lineup wise, you're going to throw in Keon Ellis. Ellis is going to be your starter, but who's going to take on those playmaking duties? Do we need 8, 9, 10 assist night from De'Aaron Fox tonight? Fox can't just be the scorer. And so I think that's where we'll miss Malik the most is his playmaking, setting other guys up, getting into the paint, and that's the one thing that, is so great about Malik Monk is even when he penetrates to the paint, he doesn't have his mind made up. Oh, I'm definitely going in there to score. He's reading the defense as he's getting into the paint. And so I think we'll miss that tonight. I believe De'Aaron Fox will have to take on a little more of the playmaking load, which he can, obviously. But that's what I'm looking at tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about. Maybe Devin Carter playing a little bit more point, potentially, maybe?
Yes. Yes, because his minutes were down last game because everybody was healthy, only 10 minutes. I expect them to be, 15 to 18 minutes tonight, maybe even more, maybe a 20-minute kind of night game. Keon maybe goes up to about 30. And so, one of the things that Monty McNair talked about and we thought is, all right, guard depth, like we're deep at that position. And so we have a roster where we can ideally withstand a loss at the guard position. Somebody else will have to step up tonight.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let me ask you what I've been dying to ask you, and you too, Jay. Should Deion Sanders be the next head coach of the Cowboys? Before you answer, I saw this and I got sucked right in here. CeeDee Lamb appears to react to Cowboys' interest in Deion Sanders as head coach. So I see that, so I'm wondering, what did he say? CeeDee Lamb appeared to react to the news by hitting like on an Instagram post about Sanders speaking to Jones. So, yeah, okay, great. He
nice
reacted.
Headline there.
Yeah. Got me. That's on me. What do you think? Should Deion take over for the Dallas Cowboys?
I will say this. Anytime you can become a head coach of one of 32, yes, he should. But this situation is a little different. I don't think it's good for his mental health. I don't think it's good for his physical health. Jerry Jones is going to drive him crazy.
Yep.
And I understand Deion played under Jerry Jones when Jerry Jones was owner. But now it's like, is Jerry Jones going to step back and let Deion do what he wants to do? Probably not.
Nope.
And so Troy Aikman said it yesterday. Did you hear what Troy said yesterday?
I didn't.
He basically said the Cowboys' job right now is not a coveted job because of Jerry Jones. And so I want Deion. I'd love to see Deion get an NFL head coaching job, but not that one. That one he'd flame out in that one, just like all the other Cowboys coaches before Jerry, Jimmy Johnson and Barry Switzer. Ever since then, everybody else has flamed out.
Yeah, it's like Louis Riddick said. He said those are two very strong-willed individuals, and if Deion were to coach the Cowboys, he would not be allowed to be the person and coach that he would want to be. It wouldn't work in Louis Riddick's estimation. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I think everything both of you guys are saying is spot on. I take a little bit from both of you guys' basket. If you can be one of the guys, then you try and be one of the guys. But as Drafe said, Deion probably, and I'm not sure what you guys think, but I'm pretty sure Deion right now is in high demand. He could probably pick a few different places and locations in college and maybe one or two in the pros that he could say, hey, listen, I would love to come over there. Let's talk and have that conversation. to work for Jerry Jones has got to be something, fellas. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you're going to be well taken care of when it comes to financially, but and we know Deion is an absolute legend with the Star. We know he lives in Dallas, outside of Colorado's got a house out that way. But I don't know, man. There are certain jobs in the sports community that if I'm good enough to coach that position, that probably means I'm like a recruit. I could probably pick a few different places, but I would stay away from certain places. And that's just me.
Yeah.
Because it's a no-win situation.
Right.
Like,
right.
what could you possibly do if you're Deion for the Cowboys?
There's so many things that you think of that Deion might bring to the position that he would not be allowed to do, right?
Yeah.
He just would not have the opportunity to do them, Drapes.
Yeah, and Jerry Jones, obviously he's the owner, but he's the GM also. He's building.
And he's not a very good one. He's not a very good one.
Not a good one. So even if you got the Star and Dallas is glitz and glam and everything, you're on national TV, people always talking about you. At the end of the day, Jerry Jones is not going to give you the roster, the ingredients to compete for a Super Bowl. Everybody and their mom knew they needed a running back this offseason. They need, Derrick Henry, if you will. They took a pass on Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Like, he's not good at his job right now. Good at making money. Give him credit for that. But in terms of building the championship team, it doesn't matter who the coach is. The coach is the ball guy in Dallas. It should be Jerry Jones. Look at the roster. Look at his meddling. That's what's happening. So if I'm Deion, I don't want that headache.
Speaking of the running back position, which you brought up, there's a lot of value in analytics, and sometimes you can depend too much on analytics. We know that, and people disagree over how important analytics are, how important they should be. But the way the running back has come back in the NFL this year, this might be the ultimate triumph of reason over analytics, right? Because everyone who watched football knew, a great running back is a great weapon, but the analytics and the salary cap watcher said, yeah, there's no value in paying a running back that much money. And it turns out they were just wrong, correct? Those people were just wrong.
It evens out. I mean, we've seen McCaffrey be a beast the last few years. We know Derrick Henry, so on and so forth. But like you said, now you're starting to look at something. I've been a Saquon Barkley guy for the longest. You see him, you see McCaffrey, you see what Buffalo's got with Ty and James Cook. Everybody out there, Kai Williams with the Rams, it seems like everyone that's pretty much in the playoffs right now has a dynamic running back. It's kind of, what it reminds me, and I don't know if this is going to happen as soon as it has for the NFL, but the NBA's got to level out too when it comes to the big men. Like, the big men are going to have to come back sooner or later to the point where, we see Domas ruling the inside on the glass. And, we see guys starting to post up a little more. Like, I think it's going to even out a little more too.
Yeah. And fellas, I got the stats in front of me. My team, Philadelphia, 4th fewest pass yards per game this past season.
Dang.
But they were second in rushing.
Really?
Yes, second in rushing. Baltimore, tops in rushing. Washington, the Commanders, third in rushing. And so it seems like being able to run the ball is more important, more valuable than just airing it out. I'm looking at the Eagles and their success. They're not a great passing team. They're not airing it out, 40 times a game or 35 times a game. Jalen Hurts is averaging about 21 pass attempts, something like that. They're doing it with a stout ground game. And I think, who's ever on the free agent market, I think teams will rethink what they did last season. Letting Derrick Henry go to Baltimore when Dallas could have had him, that crushed it.
And Drapes, I don't know the answer to this, but I'm just wondering, as you described it, how many of the passing yards the Eagles did pile up this year were actually because of Saquon Barkley, the running back as a receiver?
No, that too, right? And
that's
the thing about these backs today, man. They're 3-down backs out there. They're not as much specialists like they used to be.
The other thing I heard in that stats, the analytics are the guys you named even have a good rushing quarterback. Washington, Baltimore, Philadelphia, Hurts has been there, even though he's kind of become more of a pocket passer, early in his career, though. He'd get off and run on you. Obviously, we know Josh Allen. We know Pat Mahomes will create some different things. So I found that interesting, too, is some of those top rushing teams, they have top rushing quarterbacks as well.
Yeah, I would have to look at this more closely, but I would also guess that as teams did more and more passing, linebackers got a little smaller and swifter because they have to cover more ground. So then it's like, all right, we're just going to run you over because you're not big enough to stop us like you used to be. When we come back, tell you why the magic number tonight for the Kings is 8, a number of ways. Next on Sacktown Sports.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Have you ever heard that in some cultures it's actually customary to celebrate the new year with a new garage door? I haven't heard that either, but it's not a bad idea if you've got a garage door that's just barely hanging on, or a janky old garage door that's, as the kids say, crusty, musty, and not very trusty. So if you want to upgrade your garage door game and up your curb appeal at the same time, then I'd suggest you do what we did, get a new garage door from your home. Your home of great garage doors. That's National Garage Door. Pardon me. Family owned and operated. They've been around since 1974. Service is their number one priority. National Garage Door, the region's BSE broken spring experts. The styles, prices, quality of the garage doors. It's pretty impressive. National Garage Door selling quality Rainer branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, and installation on all residential and commercial doors and operators. Start your new year with a new garage door. If you have garage door needs, old ones coming apart, you're looking to improve your curb appeal, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch and be your big-time closer. 638-4554. That's 638-4554. That's National Garage Door.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. Call 800-885-3663. That's 800-885-3663. 800-885-3663.
The new year is upon us with promises of new beginnings and new adventures, but don't let 2024 slip away without savoring the memories made with family and friends. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Looking forward is always exciting, but I have a lot to appreciate in this past year, revolving around time with family and more good time spent around my Naturewood dining table. Watching my grandson with his first bite of birthday cake was priceless and reminds me that new life is the perfect balance between yesterday and today. Greet the new year with a visit to Naturewood Home Furnishings during their annual New Year's sale going on now, including all the fine furniture and accessories in every department. How about a new style for the new year? Find that perfect piece of furniture that's new today and filled with future memories for tomorrow. The memories you make with your family will stay with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
We sound so soulful, don't you agree?
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Taking you up to the bottom of the hour and game night. And we got Drapes in our San Francisco studios here in Sacramento. We got Jay, we got Whitey. We got the high flyer, Henry Turner, who apparently has some opinions he'd like to share on Deion and the Cowboys.
I would have had at least a boot and a quarter of my sock and some booty that night. Where did y'all get that from?
Hey, man, you gotta watch yourself around me.
I was about to say, you can't say nothing around here.
So what do you think, Deion?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, man, how, things change. You're Deion, and he's going to take his kids and go to the Raiders. And now all of a sudden it's, we need Deion here in Dallas. I know Deion is loving it because whenever one person jumps on your bandwagon, 2 people jumps on, 3 people jumps on, and guess what? The price goes higher and higher and higher. So, Deion's loving it.
Yeah. And Drapes, some of the people on ESPN today, of course, you had Stephen A., Mike Greenberg. They're like all in on that. And you know that if Deion went to the Cowboys, for those people, that's like, you got solid material for like years on end, right? Deion Sanders go to the Cowboys. These shows will be writing themselves for them.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We already hear about the Cowboys ad nauseum.
Yeah.
But think about this, too, from Jerry Jones' perspective, fellas. I don't know if he would hire Deion because if they did happen to win, Deion would be getting the credit. It wouldn't be Jerry Jones. Like, I don't know if Jerry Jones wants to hire somebody that's bigger than he is or could be bigger than he is. So I just don't see it happening.
He's going to hire Jason Witten, huh? That's who he's going to hire.
Somebody like that. Exactly. Daryl Moose Johnston or something like that.
That's funny. Hey, but you know what, though, fellas? You got to think about it like this, too. Okay, I call it the Bronny James factor. You know what? LA drafted Bronny James because, number one, because of LeBron. But check this out. Nobody ever thought this kid was going to have the number 1 selling jersey in the league. They paid him $7 million, and they didn't put about a good 50+ million back in their pockets just off of jersey sales. So that was a great business move, if you ask me.
Yeah. Well, let's ask you this, High Flyers. We get ready for the Kings and the Bucks. How are the Kings going to look different offensively with no Malik tonight?
Ooh, Lord. Don't laugh, KD. That hurt, man. That hurt. I'm gonna have to go back out in the car and think about this one, fellas. No, but you know what though? De'Aaron's back, so De'Aaron steps back into his role. But Malik will be sorely missed. I'll tell you that because for some reason Malik has a very good rapport with Domas. And in that high pick and roll, man, he makes things happen out of that. Whether him and Domas is connecting, whether he's driving and spraying, a la Coach Mike Brown, because that was his theory. And then he gets other guys open too, like Trey and looking out for Keegan and some of the other jump shooters on the squad. Now say what? Now that Malik is out, let's see what the young Rook can bring. I'm with that.
You like him as a point guard?
Yeah.
You know, we really don't have a quote unquote point guard on this team, man. Because let's keep it 100. Malik wasn't a point guard when he first came in here. He came here as a scoring guard, right? So now De'Aaron has the ball. He pushes it. Sabonis pushes it. Malik starts the offense. You know, when Keegan gets froggy, he gets a rebound. He initiates the offense. So there is no typical point guard on this squad.
Yeah, that's kind of how the Kings were when the offense ran through Weber, huh?
Right.
Through Weber and Vlade.
Yeah. You know, whoever gets it brings it up, and it's lanes you fill. And when you running up court, you see which lane has been filled. You just find the one that isn't.
So the Kings are going for their 8th straight win, and they have lost 8 straight in Milwaukee. The last time the Kings won in Milwaukee, they beat them 129-118 in November of 2015. Rudy Gay had 36. Caspi had 19. Collison had 18. Bellinelli had 17 off the bench. So it's been a while.
It's been a minute. And those guys ain't played the Kings uniform in a while. I'll give you that. No doubt.
Yeah. So how do they do it tonight, Drapes?
I think you got to pack the paint, man. I think your paint defense got to be on point. When I'm looking at, some of these numbers, Milwaukee's not a great points in the paint team, but that's what Giannis does. Guard the paint, keep him and Dame off the free throw line, fellas. Those two guys, and I got to look it up, but last year those two guys were among the league leaders in free throws attempted as well per game. And so I think you got to do that. And then also offensively, this Bucks team, I'm looking at the numbers right here, 11th in defensive rating, 20th in steals, 16th in deflections. So to me, that signals to me, if I'm keeping it real, a lazy defense. You know what I mean? Keep the pressure on this team offensively. Hard cuts. Get out and run. Because I think they'll tap out. We saw it the other night when they got waxed by New York, giving up 140 in regulation. They tapped out of that game. So I think that's the key tonight.
Henry, is this like another road game for Milwaukee? They've only been on the road 2 games, but is that first home game back off the road sometimes like another road game?
You know what? A lot of people say that, but I don't believe that.
Okay.
Because I'm always comfortable at home.
Yeah.
When you come back to your home arena, this is where you live. This is where you do your business. You eat here. But I will say this, though. For the Sacramento Kings to win, and tell me if you agree with me on this one, KD, is that they have to start at the 3-point line. And what I mean start at the 3-point line is on the defensive side.
Okay.
Because we know Dame let him go from the parking lot. He can do
They're
that.
a good 3-point
all right?
team.
And if you don't pick up Giannis as soon as he gets to the 3-point line, if you do it at the top of the key, it's too late. The dude's coming so fast, he gets around you. His strides are so long, he gets to the basket. You have to start your defense at that 3-point line with them.
Maybe even half court with Dame. I'm saying with Dame and Giannis, because Giannis get that full head of steam. It only takes 2 steps and 2 dribbles to get to the cup. You got to pick these guys up high. I agree with you on that.
Drapes, you got to pick them up in Racine, Wisconsin, right?
Dude, if I was on the call, I might have used that one tonight, Whitey. I might have used that one.
So who's guarding him tonight? I know, what does it matter who's guarding him? He's Giannis.
You know what?
How do you match up?
Keegan has to get the call.
Yeah, I think so.
Anybody that's going to be 6'7" and under, he's long, he's lean, he's going over the top of him. His basketball IQ has definitely graduated as long as he's been playing in the league. He's gotten smarter and smarter, and he's figuring out how to use his height, his length, and his strength to his advantage.
Yeah. You're down with that, right, Drapes?
Yeah. Let me ask you this too, High Flyer, because we talked a little bit about this yesterday. If Keegan's guarding Giannis, how much help are you giving him? Are you giving him like it's a bonus, not running all the way out to the 3-point line against Lopez? Like, how do you load up against Giannis? Who you loading up with?
You know what? Keegan is long enough and he's strong enough to actually, if he meet Giannis early, I think Giannis will get up off the ball. I don't think Giannis handles the basketball that well to go more than 1-2 dribbles. So like we said early on, KD, if you jam him at that 3-point line and make him try to do something different, he only has 1 or 2 dribbles in him. He's not a 3, 4, 5 dribble type guy that's going to get around you, go behind the back and in and out. He's not that guy. He's 1, 2 dribbles and he starts striding. So you jam him, meet him at that 3-point line. I don't think he'll get up off the ball and try to reset and get it back.
We were talking about the fact, Henry, that this is 1-year anniversary. It was exactly a year ago when the Kings were in Milwaukee and they lost that overtime game 143-142. You remember that game 1 year ago? Dame hit the game winner. Great call by Kyle Draper.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of the most bitter defeats of the whole year last year.
It was. And, you know, you have to take your cat off to a guy like Dame Lillard. But my thing is this, too. If you're the Kings, your basketball IQ has to grow.
I remember that loss really upset you because they didn't pick him up.
They didn't pick him up.
Right.
I'm like, are you going to run to anybody? Man, I'm sorry. I'd have just been hugged up on Dame so tight. But you know what, though? I saw the rookie do that against Steph. And when he did it, I was so impressed because I'm like, any other person that's on our team, when they come off that pick and roll, they usually hedge. But why you gonna hedge if Steph Curry is setting the screen? You just body up on Steph and say anybody else gonna get it, but he ain't. Basketball IQ, baby.
You like what you've seen from Devin Carter so far?
I have. I'm very impressed with him. I mean, just the way he sees the game. He's always in the play. He's a rebounding guard. How many times have I said, if we're going to play small ball, we have to gain rebound? He helps out in that category, and he pushes the ball, and he doesn't keep it in his hands. He pushes it up with the pass. When the Kings do that, they are a very dangerous basketball club.
He's one of those rare rookies who can help you even if he's not making a shot, I would say.
Right. He does other things, other tangibles, no doubt, offensively and defensively. He's a guy that's going to give you some productive minutes, whether he scores, whether he defends, or whether he facilitates.
What do you think, Drapes? 8 in a row?
Yeah, I'm liking this matchup tonight, actually. You know, I understand Milwaukee got Giannis and Dame, but they're not an elite offensive team. The way we're clicking right now, and I know Malik is going to be a huge loss. That's a massive because he plays with that energy that we need, that pace, that tempo, you know, in the offensive end. But I like the way we're playing. I'm predicting a big game from Keegan Murray and De'Aaron Fox tonight. I think those two guys will get cooking tonight. I'm looking at De'Aaron, 30-plus points tonight. Remember, he's taking on Dame Lillard. You know what I mean? This is a chance for De'Aaron to be, A block in Sports Center, be on First Take, dethrone Dame Lillard, go out there with a 44-piece, hit a dagger yourself out there. And so I'm expecting a big game from De'Aaron.
Go ahead.
Can I say this?
Please.
Yeah.
If our team just walked out of Boston with a win, you just beat the champs. In Boston on their home floor, if the Kings play the style that we know that they can play, they can match up with anybody in this league. You just knocked off the champs. That was huge.
Here's what it really impresses me, Henry. Tell me if you see it this way about the way the Kings are playing. You could say this about the game here against Philadelphia. Of course, the big comeback against Miami, the Boston game, and even the last game they played against the Bulls. When the game is on the line in the fourth quarter, they play their best. And that's a mark. I don't know if they can continue doing that, but that's something that really good teams do.
No, I'm with you on that one because it's like when it comes down to crunch time, these guys rise to the top.
Yeah.
My grandmother always say, the cream rises to the top. But I will say this basketball team has bought in. They having success, and now they're starting to feel comfortable and they're having fun again. And that goes a long way. Number one, they had to buy into what Coach Doug was putting down, and I think they've done that.
It didn't take long for them to decide to do that.
No. But they bought into what he was saying.
Yeah.
And hats off to Doug. DC, I salute you, my brother. Hey, he got those guys' ear. They started believing, having some success. Now they're having fun, and I'm gonna tell you what, sky's the limit now.
When we hear that Doug Christie has simplified things, and he's talked about it, the players have talked about it. What does that mean, based on what you've seen and haven't played? How are things simpler as far as you can tell?
Guys are feeling. You don't feel the pressure with Doug. It's simple. Go out. You know the plays. Go out and have fun, and really just execute. If you make a mistake, It's not the end of the world. Make up for it. You know, that's one of the things my old basketball coach used to tell me. If I came down and I turned the basketball over, it wasn't doom and gloom when you coming to the bench. You know, I would come over to him, my head would be down. He'd say, don't have your head down. Give me a steal. Give me a rebound. Give me a block. You seen when Keon Ellis took a bad shot, he came over to Doug. Doug hugged him and said, hey, come on, man. Give me the ball back. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
That makes you play in a whole different realm now. It's easy to go out there and play. That's why it's simple for those guys.
Wow.
You know what I'm
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just thinking too, you know, in this matchup with Dame Lillard, now that you got Keon probably starting on Damian Lillard, does that free up De'Aaron Fox a little bit? You think, High Flyer? You know, Fox don't have to chase Dame around?
Big time. And you know what you do? And like I said, we know Doug very, very well. I know Doug is telling Keon tonight, go get him. Go get him.
Yeah.
Go get him. You don't help. You don't come off. You stay with Dame, lock him down. Everybody else do their deal. But you got him one-on-one. Whenever you come in, you are inside of his shorts.
Who were some guys that you played against that if you were guarding them, you're not helping, you're staying on them?
Wow. I'll tell you what, Orlando Blackman was one.
Really?
Ooh, yeah.
Orlando Blackman will let that thing go. You don't help off of him. Dale Ellis.
I was going to ask about Dale Ellis.
You didn't help off of Dale Ellis. Let me see some more guys.
It was different then. You didn't have as many guys shooting threes, right?
No, but those were guys who were, if you blinked, they got the shot off real quick.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, hey, Steph Kerr daddy. He was one.
Yes.
If you blinked, that ball was up. Hornacek.
Really?
You didn't turn your back on Horny. The ball was up. You know, John Stockton was so good at getting that ball past you, got the ball, and it was up high. You know, it was a lot of guys to where you just, I mean, I'm sorry, you didn't help off of him. It's like, I'm sorry, big fella, you on your own, but I got him right here.
And obviously, you didn't play against him, but Peja was that way too, right? You didn't leave Peja.
Peja was a kid when I was playing against him. But yeah, he was one of those two. I mean, you could not leave him. No way, no how. Always stayed up on him. Make him drive.
Yeah.
Somebody on the YouTube chat says, when was the last time Kings won 8 in a row? Doug Christie was on the team, fellas. Like, that's how long it's been since the Kings won 8 in a row. 20 years.
Great 2000s teams.
Yep.
I mean, it's nice, man. I mean, you know, for us, we are really salivating because of how we started and the way things were going. But I'll tell you what, to see this team come together, this is the team that we thought we was going to be at the beginning of the year. This is, come on, think about it. It's the exact same guys. Nobody has came here that's different. Okay, we got some guys for the bench, but I'm talking for the core group. It's the exact same guys.
Yeah, the only thing that's different is they're healthier now and they have Devin Carter, but obviously you're right. So if you were running the team, High Flyer, would your views of what you need to do at the deadline change at all based on the fact that this team is playing so well right now?
If I'm running this basketball team, I'm never done. Because a GM's job, okay, the coach's job is to coach the players. The GM job is to make this team better, to go out and get the players that the coaches need. And the owner's job is to give the GM enough rope and enough leeway to go out and do what he needs to do. Everybody has to be on the string.
So where would you be looking to get better? And you don't have to mention,
you know,
individual name. You can, but just in general, what areas are you looking to upgrade?
I'm still big for the Sacramento Kings on rim protection.
Rim protection?
Yes. I think the Kings really need rim protection. I know we can score. Our offense is solidified. We're still a question on the defensive side. We need some more rim protection.
Yeah. What do you think, Drapes? Time Lord? You think High Flyer would trade?
I'm a big fan of Time Lord. Obviously the injuries, but he's the type of player. And I gotta think he wouldn't cost a lot. That's the thing. You know, it's like, are you giving up first rounders for, you know, whoever it may be? No. Time Lord, Nick Richards, somebody of that ilk, if you will, would be perfect for the Kings.
What about wing depth? Is that to me is like, that'd be my biggest concern.
I mean, but we're wing heavy now.
Wing heavy, guard heavy now.
But I'm saying we're running guards at the wing. We got so many guards. We got to run our guards at the wing. And you know what though?
That's get back to you talk about how small they are.
And I'm not opposed to that because all of our guards are giving us some good minutes out there on the floor. Okay, we've already conceded. You're running small ball, but I'll tell you what. You run small ball, but you got to have one guy that's going to be down in that middle that create a little havoc when you get past these small guys.
And they don't have that.
And we don't have that.
Yeah.
Is it possible that Sabonis is better than Fox? And that is, I'm not taking a shot at Fox in any way.
Oh, you're trying to start something here.
Because it's not a shot at Fox. I'm just saying Sabonis he's overlooked all over. And sometimes I think he's even overlooked and underrated here a little bit.
It's apples and oranges, though. It's apples and oranges because Sabonis is going to be a guy that's going to give you his numbers. I mean, he really does. Sabonis almost have a double-double at the end of the first quarters on certain situations. But then again, we got fourth quarter Fox.
Yeah.
And fourth quarter Fox can take over a game by himself. So, like I said, it's apples and oranges. I really don't compare one and say one is better than the other. I say you got two hell of a basketball players when you look at those guys together.
Drapes, you got any predictions for us for tonight before we let you
Yeah,
on your way?
119 to 111 Sacramento. De'Aaron goes off at 35. Domas, once again, a double-double. I'm going to give Domas a triple-double tonight, Whitey. Mark that down. Triple-double. Because Malik's not there. So we're going to need more playmaking. Those assists got to go to somebody. I think Domas gets a triple-double tonight.
Yeah, they can't win every game, High Flyer, but there's an opportunity tonight against this Bucks team that kind of reminds me of the Kings last year, where they're, one step forward, two steps back. I know they got a winning record, but they're really not playing well right now. So there's an opportunity tonight.
It's an opportunity tonight, but I'll tell you what, I'm kind of scared because this year we have seen life without Sabonis. We've seen life without De'Aaron. There's one thing we ain't seen yet: life without Malik. So tonight is going to tell you a lot about this team. Can you win without any of your major guys? We've proven we can win without Sabonis and De'Aaron. Can you win without Malik Monk?
Drapes, we'll be watching. Thanks. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good Green Post. Yes. And stick around because we got the High Flyer and Scout Marsh. Game night is next. Getting you ready for the Kings and the Bucks. 8 straight tonight. We'll find out coming up on Sacktown Sports.
He got crossed, he was too slow. Cheerleaders looking good though.